Hello, I'm Jay and I'm going to show you how to get started with some contact juggling. Now, a few things to bear in mind with contact juggling is it's not a very easy form of juggling. It takes some time to learn and it takes a very long time to master. So because it looks like you're defying gravity, and in some ways you kind of are, because it's rolling a ball across the hands and it's very difficult to learn. But don't be discouraged, have a go at doing it. So first thing, a little bit about how long I've been contact juggling. So I've been contact juggling for a very long time, and I started properly when I was about 16. But before then, I just used to use paperweights and things, not really knowing exactly what I was doing, just playing around with them. And then when I was 16, I got more interested in circus skills and therefore progressed into contact juggling. It was like my thing when I was 16 for years. In the past few years, I haven't had time to do anything, but hey, we're in lockdown, so now I've got the time to do whatever I like for hours. So it's quite a nice thing to pass the time to get going. So a little bit about the type of contact balls I use. So I originally started off with one that was this size. I can't tell you the sizes because I can't remember, nor can I find a tape measure. But it's a little bit smaller, but it worked absolutely fine. It was nice to get going. Then I wanted to progress to a slightly larger size of contact ball. This is really perfect size that I like to use. It fits in the hand. The small one is a little bit nicer for sort of close-up work, including, you can palm it and vanish it and make it reappear. The other ones, not so much, because they're bigger. And these ones are slightly smaller than those, and these ones glow in the dark as well, so that's kind of cool. If you have white gloves and glow in the dark, you can sort of... Anyway. So that's a little bit about my balls. So first of all, if you are going to get contact balls, start by getting just one. Don't get like a whole load first, because you want to master one before you master the next one. So only one ball tricks, then two ball tricks, then three, then four, etc. 8, and moving on. Little tip, these ones are my favourite. I love the clear ones. Do not leave them in sunlight. They will burn, set fires, and if you're contact juggling outside on a sunny day, you've got to keep moving, because they will burn your hands as well, because they magnify the light. So now we're going to look at how to get started. So first thing I'm going to show you is some holds. So you've got hold here, a hold here, and a hold here. Now the one on the back of the hand is going to be the one you want to master to start getting the flow. But to start off with, just practice rolling it up and catching it in the fingertips, and then eventually maybe 2 fingertips. And then slow it down, so we're pushing it up. So you notice it's not got much force, it's being pushed up gently, like that. There we go. And then to the fist, you want to move each finger and roll until you're gripping it. So what I call this is, it's like gripping the air. So I'm going to grip the air here, roll and hold. Roll and hold. Next would be to go from there to here. Now that just means the thumb is going to push it over like this. There. And back. There and back. Those are some really simple ways to build up the muscle memory in the fingers, just to get used to handling a contact ball. Once you kind of feel a bit better for that, making sure you got a bit fluid, try linking them all. And then we're going to practice, next bit would be to sort of just move the ball gently on the back of the hand. Now it just takes a little bit of motion to roll it up and down, up and down. You can use the whole arm as well, just to get that motion going. And what I simply, in a way, I'm rolling it on those fingers, and the middle finger is just one that's there for a little bit of stability. It doesn't really ever go over to that side of the hand, because that's where it gets more tricky, so you're really focusing here. Once you've got that, you can then practice what I call the yo-yo. So it's simply like throwing it down and bringing it back up. Throw and catch. Throw, catch. And what I'm doing is I'm pushing my fingertips under the ball as it comes back up. Catch, catch. And that's really going to build up the muscle memory in the fingertips and get you to get a feel of how to handle the ball. Okay, moving on to the butterfly. So butterfly is this one. Now, this is going to be harder. Essentially, it's throwing and catching, throwing and catching. But just with a little bit less time. So a way to get it is simply to do that. Throw, catch, throw, catch. And then, once you've got that, start to lessen the gap. And once you lessen the gap, you'll get that nice fluidity. And then you can start working on it to make it better. Now, it's sometimes easier to go down to start off with. Getting this motion gets a bit harder. Once you've got that, you can really play to make it nice and smooth. If you can get it slower as well, that can look a little nicer. So after getting down the butterfly, you can then progress into the other hand. What's really annoying about contact juggling is once you've learnt it in one hand, you've then got to learn it in the other hand. Now you'll see I'm not as great with my left hand as I am the right. But again, same principles. You start off with just those holds and learning to balance it on the left hand as you did on the right hand. And those will get you into the first move of contact juggling, which is that butterfly. And then we can play around with rounding it. But notice how I finish on that hold as well, that's kind of nice. You can play around with things like isolations, so you want to try and get a mirror possibly and try and make it look like your hand is going around the ball without it going anywhere, like it's stuck in the air. And there's others that you can do with that one, there's the two-handed ones. They're not my greatest tricks. As I said, so play around and try it all out. If you do feel you want to go a bit more advanced, I recommend going into some two-ball motions. Buy a second ball, and the first move is just simply round like this, just like Chinese meditation balls, just going round and round and round, and back the other way as well, and then passing it over into the other hand and back. And you make that nice and smooth as well. You can even cross over. That one, I'm more or less using those two fingers, but I try and bring up my other fingers to make it look a bit more impressive. So as I said, 2 balls gets a bit more complicated. 3 balls, there's more in the hands, so more things are likely to drop. 4 balls, that's where the grip comes in. You've got to hold it a bit tighter so that they don't fall down. So, have a go with some of those moves if you do want to start trying contact juggling. Best thing to do, if you do want to buy a contact ball, there's lots of places to buy them online. You can buy them on firetoys.com. You can buy them, also just type in contact juggling balls into Google and have a look. The other thing is, they're not the cheapest of balls, but yeah, if you want to learn, that's why I say just buy one at a time. One last thing as well, for safety, move everything out the way that's breakable. Glasses, cups, all sorts of things, people, you will hit things, they will fall, and when they fall, they're not light and they make a loud noise. They will scratch and they will scuff and they will chip, but they won't crack. I haven't cracked one yet, so hopefully I never will. So, as I said, have a go, let me know what you think. Any questions, ask me and I will try to answer them. Thank you very much.